Most ABA business owners hire first, then scramble to create systems. Do it backwards and watch what happens. See, last month I talked to a clinic owner who had hired a BCBA and 6 RBTs in 6 weeks. Revenue was up 40%. Families were happy for the most part, and everything looked perfect on paper. 3 months later, she was working 70-hour weeks, her team was burned out, and she was considering shutting down. What happened? She made the mistake that killed more ABA clinics than insurance cuts, staff shortages, and competition combined. She hired people into chaos instead of systems. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 systems you must have in place before you hire anyone, and why getting this order right is the difference between scaling successfully and scaling yourself straight into the ground. Here's what most clinic owners do. They get busy, really busy. Wait lists are growing, current family needs more hours, BCBAs and BTs are maxed out. So they think, I need more staff. And so they start hiring. They post job listings, they interview candidates, they make offers, they celebrate when someone accepts. But then reality hits. The new BCBA doesn't know your documentation system. They're asking questions about protocols that don't exist. They're handling parent concerns differently than your other staff. Your existing team is frustrated because they're spending all their time training instead of serving clients. And you're working more hours than ever because you're trying to manage the chaos that comes with rapid growth. That sound familiar? Right? And this is what happens when you hire people into systems that don't exist. You don't get help, you get more work. And here's what most owners don't realize. Hiring without systems doesn't solve your capacity problem. It multiplies your management problem. Because every new person you hire without proper systems becomes a training burden on your existing staff, a source of inconsistency in your service delivery, a management headache that requires your constant attention. And here's the worst part. The better the person you hire, the more frustrated they become. Great BCBAs want to do great work, but they can't do great work in chaotic systems. So what do? They either adapt to your chaos and become mediocre, or they leave for a clinic that can get their act together. Therefore, hiring without systems doesn't just fail to solve your problems. It creates new problems while driving away the exact people you need the most. But when you flip this approach, flip the script, right? When you build systems first, then hire into those systems, everything changes. The first system you need is what I call the onboarding pipeline. This isn't just orientation. This is a systematic process that takes someone from new hire to productive team member in a predictable time frame. Here's what most clinics do for onboarding. Day 1, here's your laptop, here's your caseload, good luck. Here's what successful clinics do. Week 1, foundation, company culture and values, documentation systems and training, shadow experienced BCBAs. Week 2, supervised practice, conduct sessions with supervision, practice difficult conversations, learn parent communication protocols. Week 3, gradual independence, take on partial caseload, weekly check-ins with supervisor, peer mentoring assignments. Week 4, full integration, complete caseload management, monthly supervision schedule, performance milestone review. But here's the key. Every step has specific outcomes, timelines, and success metrics. For example, by the end of week 1, new BCBAs must demonstrate proficiency in your data collection system. By the end of week 2, they must successfully handle a parent concern using your communication framework. By the end of week 3, they must complete all documentation within 24 hours of sessions. This isn't just helpful for new hires, it's essential for your existing team. Because when you have a clear onboarding pipeline, your current staff knows exactly what they need to teach, when they need to teach it, and how to measure success. They're not making it up as they go along. They're following a proven system. And that means new hires become productive faster, with less stress on everyone involved. The second system is your quality assurance framework. This is how you ensure consistent service delivery across all staff members. Most clinics think quality assurance means I'll check their work when I have time. But that's not a system. That's hope. And we ain't working with just hope here, right? We're building to scale a business. Right? A real quality assurance framework has 3 components. standards, monitoring, and correction. Standards are your non-negotiables. These are the specific behaviors, processes, and outcomes that every team member must deliver consistently. For example, all session notes completed within 2 hours, parent communication within 24 hours of concern, data collection accuracy above 95%, monthly progress reviews with specific format. Monitoring is how you track adherence to these standards. This isn't micromanaging. This is a systematic observation with clear metrics. For example, weekly data audits, monthly parent satisfaction surveys, quarterly peer observations, real-time documentation tracking. Correction is what happens when standards aren't met. This isn't punishment. This is supportive intervention with clear steps. For example, first myth, immediate feedback and retraining. Second myth, formal coaching plan with timeline. Third myth, performance improvement process, pattern of misses, role reassessment. But here's what makes this system powerful. It's not about catching people doing things wrong. It's about ensuring everyone has the support they need to do things right. When you have clear standards, consistent monitoring, and supportive correction, several things happen. Your team knows exactly what's expected, right? Problems get caught and fixed early. Quality stays high even as you grow. New hires integrate faster because the expectations are clear. And most importantly, you can hire with confidence because you know the system will maintain quality regardless of who's delivering the service. The third system is capacity management. Now, this is how you know when to hire, who to hire, and how much work they can actually handle. Most clinic owners hire based on feelings. You're really busy, the team seems stressed, we have a wait list. But feelings aren't data. And hiring based on feelings leads to either underhiring or overhiring. And both are very expensive mistakes, right? A capacity management system tracks 3 key metrics: current utilization, growth trajectory, and breaking point. Current utilization tells you how much of your team's capacity you're actually using. This isn't just billable hours. This includes documentation time, parent meetings, team meetings, training, and administrative tasks. For example, BCBA has 40 hours per week, 25 hours of direct service, 8 hours of documentation, 4 hours of meetings and admin, 3 hours buffer for unexpected needs. That's 100% utilization, not 62.5%. Growth trajectory tells you how quickly demand is increasing. This helps you hire proactively instead of reactively. For example, adding 2 new clients per month. Each client needs 15 hours per week. That's 30 additional hours of demand monthly. At your current pace, you'll need a new BCBA in 4 months. Breaking points tell you the maximum capacity before quality suffers. This prevents you from overloading your team. For example, BCBAs maintain quality up to 85% utilization. Above 85%, documentation delays increase. Right? Above 90%, parent satisfaction drops. Above 95%, staff burnout accelerates. Right? Just by knowing and tracking those numbers, you get a sense of where your team is at. And when you track these 3 metrics, hiring becomes strategic instead of emotional. You hire before you're desperate. You hire the right amount of capacity, and you hire with realistic expectations about productivity. And that means new hires integrate smoothly instead of being thrown into crisis mode on day 1. Right? When you have all 3 systems in place, an onboarding pipeline, a quality assurance framework, and capacity management system, hiring transforms from a stressful scramble into a strategic advantage. And new hires know exactly what to expect and when. Your existing team knows exactly how to support them. And quality stays consistent regardless of growth and speed. You hire proactively instead of reactively. But most importantly, you scale your system, not just stress. Right? Ain't nobody trying to be out here all stressed out and living in chaos all the time, right? If that's how you feel, right? Then it's make sure you're paying attention, right? Because every new person you hire makes your clinic stronger, not more chaotic, right? They integrate quickly, they perform consistently, and contribute to your culture instead of disrupting it. And that's the difference between hiring into systems and hiring into chaos. Here's what this all comes down to. You can't hire your way out of a systems problem, but you can system your way into successful hiring. Every clinic owner wants to grow. And if you don't want to grow, and because you feel like growth means more chaos, it's because you're missing the systems, all right? But growth without systems isn't growth. It's chaos with more people, right? And maybe some of you are experiencing that right now. The clinics that scale successfully don't hire faster. They system better. And then hiring becomes the easy part. If you're a BCBA, parent, clinician, right, you're thinking about starting your own ABA practice, this is exactly why we created the ABA Business Coach Startup Lab. Because most new clinic owners make the mistakes of hiring before they have systems, and it kills their practice before it even ever gets off the ground. Inside Startup Lab, we help you build these 3 systems before you hire your first person. So when you do grow, you grow with confidence instead of chaos. So if you're ready to build it right from the beginning, click the links in here and you can learn more. Take care.